What's up? It's Tim from Madhouse, back with another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys an in-depth look to how I made this ambient trap beat. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first we had to start off by picking like an ambient sound, so I went with Nexus. I picked this digi-choir, sounds like this. Pretty calm. So I made this little progression here. Play it for you guys. Yeah, so pretty simple, just add a little switch up there at the end. Nothing too complicated. So now I processed it, rendered it out. You can do that by doing Control Alt and C. And so I turned it into this sound right here. Alright, so now into the processing. So right here, first I started off with a low EQ, took off some of the high end, and took off the low end so I could make room for my drums. Added a second EQ just to boost what frequencies are most present, and then added a compressor. Added a little bit of reverb, not too much, a little bit of a high cut and low cut. Added a shaper box preset, nothing really much to it there, and added a little bit of a delay. I just messed with the time knob, feedback, and the wet. Now for the next sound that I chose, I went to Nexus again. We grabbed the Nexus Grand Piano Soft. Sounds like this. And I made a little progression here, starting off with the root note E. Also, for dark beats, you want to be in a minor scale. So you can go here, right click on this, select minor, and whatever key you want to be in. So I chose E, and I added these little chords. And again, just a little switch up at the second half. For the processing, we did another little EQ. I just shelved it, took out all the high and some of the low. Then again, I ducked some of the frequencies around the 4 range because my other melody is there. And I boosted some of the low end over here at 143. Then added a CLA compressor, and I want a little bit of distortion, so I used the decapitator. Turned up the drive to about 3 and moved the tone down to the dark side. Alright, for my third sound, I wanted to go with a little counter melody, so I went back into Nexus and chose this sound. And placed these notes. Something light just to complement the other sound. So, a little processing again, did another EQ, kept most of the high end, took out most of the low, just so I can leave more room for the piano and the main melody, which is more low end and mid end, so I just wanted to emphasize the high end. So I ducked it at about 800 and I turned it up around 6,000. And then again, add a compressor and added a little bit of reverb to it. But I wanted this sound to stand out more, so I kept it more center, a little bit less reverb. And for my last melody, I wanted to add a little string, so went back into Nexus, grabbed the hybrid strings, sound like that, and I laid out these notes. What helps for dark beats is always having these tension notes, so notes that are a half step away from each other, so right next to each other. So C and B are always going to sound good, and G and like F sharp. For whatever scale it like is in, it'll like highlight them. So something calm, just keep it in the background, make the sound more full. For the mixing, again, kept the high end, boosted some of the highs, took out some of the mids, compressed it, added a little bit more reverb to it, and I panned it with Shaper Box. I dragged these down a little bit just so it pans more slowly, and set the pan to 2 bars. And I also turned the sound stereo about 50% just so it's separated. Okay, so here's the melody all together. Alright, moving on to the drums. So first I started off with the hi-hat. So an easy trick to do when you're making your hi-hats is you can go straight to the channel rack and right click and press fill each 2 steps. And then from there, you can click on this little like magnet thing, right click that. It'll give you the length. So I would either go with a 3rd step or a 4th step. Usually the go-to is the 4th step. So also, if these notes aren't together, you can highlight them all and then do Control L to make them like together like this. And so you can grab one like that, and then you can go to Tools and Chop, and then you can select how you want to chop them for easy rolls. So I made a pattern like this. Oh. And on to the next sound, I did my 808. So what you want to do for these is you always want to, or a good basis to start with is to use the root notes when placing your 808s and then creating a bounce with that. Okay. Next up, layered it with a kick. Just copy the same notes and put them on C5. For my clap, I always have them on the 3 and the 7. Regular trap drums. Nothing too crazy. So now for my counter snare, I just want to get a little bit creative with it, so I'll play it for you real quick. Alright, so at the end I add a little roll just to add that hype, and over here in the middle I added this roll, and I had it glide up, messing with the little velocity here. So you can select different controls here, so you can note pan, and I chose to move this one up and these ones. So these are left and right. So I didn't want to do too much, so I left some alone, especially the roll. But it's just up to what you feel sounds right, you know? Just add that like color to your drums. After that, I added an open hat just to add more rhythm to my drums. So I'll play that for you right now. And then to complement the open hat, I added a little triangle just to fill in some of those gaps again. And here's the beat all together. And I added a little crash just for emphasis. That's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the beat in the comments down below and what videos you guys want to see next. Don't forget to like and subscribe as always. Peace.